I'd like to welcome you all to TWI overview training. This is specifically, we're going to be covering job instructions. And a lot of us call TWI the missing link to lean. And you think about that, you say, well, wait a minute, poor training itself is not a root cause, right? We call it a root cause, but it's not a root cause because we need to keep asking why. Why is there poor training? There are some reasons why poor training does occur, and we have to get down to that and then change the training program. This is going to surprise you. 100% of the companies said that their training time was reduced by at least 25%. Now that's the one I want you to remember, because when we go through this methodology, some of you may think, we don't have the time to do this. And yet I'm saying that the people back in 1940s reported this as reducing training time. What might be some of the reasons for poor training? So I'm going to write that up here. No allocation for resources. Very good. Thanks. No standardized training. No system of ensuring accountability. Good. I like that one. Yes?
Sometimes the trainer only shows things one time.
The whole point of all of this, though, as a group, is to grow leaders and promote leadership. And I don't know if that's intuitive, if you thought that, just given the little bit of information that I've given you thus far. But so much of the focus within a true lean organization is at that supervisor level. We talk about that, the need for standardization. And we talk about that in terms of, you know, if you're building something, like let's say you're working in an assembly plant, you're building something, we say standardized work is real important so that we ensure consistency. But then when we train people, we don't think about training should be standard. It's all based on certain principles. And one of the principles is that we have a no-blame environment. See, TWI, job instruction training, encourages and supports the no-blame environment. In other words, we are saying, operator, engineer, customer service representative, it's not your fault. It is the fault of the training system, okay, which we need to improve. And so you start to see that, oh, here's a nice training system that's going to give me the competence and the knowledge that I need to have in order to produce product that they expect me to do. And that is training within industry. Our focus today, a lot of times people just call it JI or job instructions. Does anyone in here, in your organization, have a standardized methodology of dealing with people problems? Mm-hmm. You do? Excellent. Very unusual. Sometimes it's just a lot easier just to buy something overseas instead of dealing with your issues. And so this is a way to deal with our issues. Production increased 86%. Okay, does that make sense? What I'm saying is that 86% of the companies reported a production increase of 25%. Manpower saved, 88%. They're all based on the PDCA model. As I wrote it here, but typically we see PDCA like this. And why is it written in circular formation like this?
Continuous process improvement.
Yes. I mean, this doesn't show that it's continuous, right? It kind of looks like it ends, but it's really like this. It's continuous. It's always ongoing. It's all about actual results versus expected results. And that's a supervisor's responsibility, not some outside auditor's responsibility. It's a supervisor's responsibility. And then they're also supposed to take time to improve the process. What do you do first? JM, JR, JI, everyone does something different. It seems like the biggest need is usually JI, which is what we're going over today. But I know companies they've looked back and they said, geez, if we did it differently, I would have done JR first. It really comes down to what your needs are, I believe. And JM I look at as icing on the cake, you might say. In other words, what we first have to do is stop the bleeding.